Good morning, students. I'm back with some new topics of Chapter 1 Internet Basics. In previous session, we had already discussed about Internet, history of Internet, advantage and disadvantage of Internet, and basic Internet terminology such as World Wide Web, server, client, web server, web browser, web pages, and so on. Today I am going to explain web address, components of web address, protocols, some common protocols, blogs, forums, news group, and intranet. So let's start from web address. Web address. Every website on the internet has a unique address called web address, which is also known as Uniform Resource Locator (URL). We can also say the URL, the web address denotes the global address of web documents and web resources. In general terms, we can say a web address is a website location on the internet. And here is the example of an URL: https //www.google.com. So this is the definition of web address. Now I am going to explain about component of web address. Components of web address or URL. The URL contains four and more groups of words, where each group represents a specific component of the URL, and each group component specifies particular information about the URL. Earlier we know that the four components of an URL are protocol, subdomain, domain name, and domain extension. Here HTTP as protocol, www as subdomain, Google as domain name, and .com as domain extension. So let's discuss all these components of URL one by one. So the first one is protocol. Protocol is the first component of URL which defines the standard for communication and data transfer between two computers or other computing devices using the internet. And here HTTP as protocol. Next one is subdomain. Subdomain is the second component of an URL which specifies that the website that we want to access is on the internet. And here www represents as subdomain. The protocol and the subdomain are separated by a colon and two forward slaves. I am repeating this again. The protocol and the subdomain are separated by a colon and two forward slaves. Now the next one is domain name. Domain name is the third component of an URL which represents the name of one or more computers that acts as servers on the internet. And here Google represents as domain name. And the last one is domain extension, the fourth component. The fourth component of an URL is domain extension, which specifies the type of website, such as for commercial website .com, for educational website .edu, for organization .org. Usually, when we visit a website, we also visit different web pages of same website. For example, when you open any commercial website. Okay, let's open a commercial website. Flipkart is a commercial website which is open now. Here you see the URL of this website. Here you see the URL of this website, which is https www.flipkart.com. You will notice many options are available on same web page, such as electronics, TV and appliances, men, women, baby and kids, and so on. When you click on any of these options, you will navigate to related web page of same website, For example, if I click on electronics section mobile, I will navigate to related web page. See, this is the related web page of mobile option. You can see here. As you see, when I clicked on any option of that commercial website, some more path has been added on the same URL of that commercial website. And some more path has been added on that commercial website. You can see this is the more path, extra portion of the which has been added on commercial website URL. And this is the newly added portion. As you see, when I click on any one option of that commercial website, some more path has been added on the same URL of that commercial website, which looks like this. And this is the newly added portion. So now, classification of URL are as follows: the scheme, the host, the domain, and the path. Now let's discuss all these components of URL one by one. The scheme. This is the first part of web address, which is also known as protocol identifier. You can also call it protocol. It tells the internet browser which protocol need to be followed to access the address. The next one is the second part of URL, which is also known as subdomain. It tells the web browser where the resources is that the site is located. The next one is the domain, the third part of URL, which follows the host. It is a unique name given to each website. The domain consists of two parts. One is the name of domain and other is domain extension. A domain extension tells the kind of organization and the country it belongs to. And the last one is the path. This is the last part of URL which tells the browser regarding to the file to be used from the domain directory. So now let's move to next topic, which is HTML. HTML, Hypertext Markup Language. HTML is the acronym of Hypertext Markup Language. It is a markup language which defines structure and layout of web page documents by using a variety of tags and attributes. As we can also say, HTML is a complete code package that allows the user to create web pages that contain both text and graphics. This means with the help of HTML, we can create and design a layout of web page. Now let's analyze the term HTML, which are hypertext markup language. So the first one is hypertext. Hypertext refers to the combination of text and graphics and images. It is an ordinary text which has feature of linking to other web pages. So when you click on hypertext, it opens a new web page. The next one is markup. Markup are a special symbol or character in an HTML file. This markup indicates how the content will appear on the browser. Markup indicators are often called tags. And the last one is markup language. Markup language are designed to create an appropriate markup scheme for an electronic documents or web pages. The language specifies the code for formatting and both the layout and the style within a text file. HTML is an example of markup language. So here we will discuss about HTML. Now move to next topic, which is protocol. Protocol. Protocol are nothing but a sets of rules. We live in a world where millions of people speak hundreds of different languages. We would never have been able to communicate worldwide if there were no standards governing the way we communicate. These standards are nothing but sets of rules which are followed by everyone. Similarly, there are specific rules which determine how the data should be transferred over the network, compressed, presented on the screen, and so on. These sets of rules are called protocols. And the definition of protocol is a protocol is a standard set of rules that allows electronic devices to communicate with each other. These rules include what type of data may be transmitted, what commands are used to send and receive data, and how data transfer are confirmed. Now let's discuss some common protocol and their features. TCP/IP protocol. TCP/IP stands for Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol. It is the basic communication protocol of the Internet. TCP/IP is two-layer program. The higher layer TCP manages the breaking down and assembling of the data, whereas the lower layer IP is responsible for the accurate delivery of the data over the Internet. Let's understand working of TCP. How does TCP work? TCP/IP protocol work. The information that is sent through the Internet is broken into packets by TCP using the technique of packet switching. I am repeating this again. The information that is sent through the Internet is broken into packets by TCP using the technique of packet switching. Packet switching is the digital networking communication method which breaks the large data into suitably sized blocks known as packets. After breaking into packets, the IP is responsible for sending these packets to the right address by assigning them a sequence number. And when the information packet reaches the destination computer, the TCP with the help of packet switching again assemble the packet into a single message. So this is the working of TCP/IP. Here is a general example of TCP/IP protocol. When we shift from one place to other, we used to separate all the sides component of our bed and packet. And when we reach our destination, again we rearrange all parts of bed and assemble it. So here separating and again assembling the part of bed is done by TCP, and reached on accurate destination is responsibility of IP. Hope you all understand its better way. And the next is FTP protocol. FTP is an acronym for File Transfer Protocol. FTP is a protocol that is used to transfer files among users over the Internet. We can also say FTP protocol is a standard protocol for exchanging files between two or more computers on the Internet over TCP/IP protocol. FTP uses TCP/IP protocol to upload or download files to our computer from other sources. And the next one is Telnet protocol. Telnet protocol. Telnet stands for Telecommunication Network. Telnet protocol can be defined as a set of rules that enable one computer to communicate with another in a network. In simple words, we can say Telnet is a protocol that allows us to access a remote computer connected to on the network. And the next one is HTTP protocol. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. HTTP is a protocol that is used to access web pages from a web server over the Internet. It is a standard protocol used by World Wide Web. It determines how different programs exchange data over the Internet and defines how messages are formatted and transmitted. HTTP is responsible for accessing hypertext document on the World Wide Web. And the last one is HTTPS protocol. HTTPS is an acronym of Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. While HTTP protocol allows the fetching of www resources such as HTML documents, HTTPS is used for secure communication over a computer network and is widely used on internet. So here we will discuss about some common protocols. Now I am going to explain next topic, which is blog. Blog. A blog can be defined as a website or a part of website containing the thoughts and ideas of a user. We can also say a blog is an easy to create website that allows users to share their thoughts, ideas with the world. It can provide up-to-date news, technical information, political opinion, advices on investment, health tips, sports news, and much more. Nowadays, blogs have become one of the most popular interactive modes of communication on the internet. Generally, blogs contain textual information, but we can also share our photographs, videos, and artworks with other users with the help of blogs. A person who creates a blog or contributes to one on a regular basis is called blogger. It means a person who creates and maintains a blog is called blogger. We can also say a blogger is someone who writes content for a blog. A blogger can provide links to other websites that she considers might interest the audience. And the process of writing, updating, maintaining blog is known as blogging. So here is the definition of blog, blogger and blogging. Now let's move to the next topic, which is different types of blog. Classification of blog is as follows: personal blog, company blog, non-profit blog, politics blog, news and view blog, and micro blog. So let's discuss all these blogs one by one. Personal blog. Personal blog. This is the most common and popular type of blog. Personal blog encompasses personal views on any chosen topic like health, politics, travel, etc. It is a journal or diary that is on the internet. It means you can say personal blog is like a journal or diary that is on the internet. And the next one is company blog. Company blog is used by professionals or companies to let their customers or clients know about their upcoming products and progress being made on same project. Next one is non-profit blog. This category incorporates the non-profit organizations which use blogging to create awareness and raise money for their cause. It means the blogger of this blog has no sources to earn money with the help of this blog. Number 4. Politics blog. Politics parties and members of parliament use blogging to remain connected with their constituency. It means mostly the active member of this category are the political parties and member of parliament who use this kind of blog. Next one is news and view blog. This type of blog is normally used by the journalists to post factual stories and views about the latest events. And the last one is micro blog. This is another category of blog that comprise of short entries, which means Microblog refers to comprise of short entries or update about the routine task of a individual or a company. It is mainly used to keep friends, colleagues, and customers updated as the entry become running commentary about one's life and interest. Twitter is the best example of microblog, where one can post 280 characters long messages called tweets at a time. So, this is the definition about blog and its types. Now let's move to next topic, which is forum. Forums. A forum is a website that functions as an online message board. Users can hold online discussion on a particular issue or subject by posting messages. You can also say forum is a message board which provides an ideal platform to users who want to express their thoughts or opinions about a particular issue or topic and discuss them with other users. It uses the regular HTTP protocol to communicate. This means forum is just like a group discussion which is held on online over the internet, where users can hold online discussion on particular issue and other users can uh, comment there. And forum is using regular HTTP protocol to communicate. It means to communication, forum uses HTTP protocol. And the next one is news group. A news group is a kind of virtual table where user can post messages and other can read them. It requires a special. It is generally made for sharing information. It is required a special software known as newsreader software. News group uses network news transfer protocol to communicate. It is generally made for sharing information on some common topic of interest or concern. It is also a great way of sharing images and other files which can be attached to the message. Originally, newsgroup required a special software known as NTTP, newsreader software. The communication protocol used by newsgroup is called NNTP, Network News Transfer Protocol. So, newsgroup and forum are similar in many respects. However, the main differences between the two are: the first one is an additional software. A newsreader is required to participate in newsgroup, but forum does not require any additional software. And the second difference is newsgroup use NNTP, Network News Transfer Protocol, to communicate, whereas forum use the regular HTTP Hypertext Transfer Protocol to communicate. And the last topic is intranet. Intranet. Intranet is a private network of computers within an organization with its own server and firewall. Similar to the internet, there is another type of network known as intranet. Intranet is generally used to link different computers in an organization. And here is the basic definition of intranet is: intranet is a private network of computers within an organization with its own server and firewall. We can also say an intranet is a private network contained within an enterprise that is used to securely share company information and company resources among employees. In general terms, we can say intranet is a system of computers inside an organization that makes it possible for people who work there to look at the same information and to share information to each other. The term intranet is a combination of two words, intra and net. Intra means inside or within. Therefore, an intranet implies network inside something such as an organization. Unlike the internet, an intranet is limited to a small area or organization. We do not use www in the URL of intranet because web pages or other resources on an intranet are not accessible outside to the intended organization, which means intranet is limited for a particular organization. WW means World Wide Web, which means it goes the whole world, but covers the whole world, but intranet is limited to a small area or an organization. So we can use www in URL of internet. An example of intranet is HTTP, clone, double slash, and the name of website. Here no use of www because intranet is used in limited area for small space or organization. So that's all for today. So your chapter 1 internet basic is completed now. Now try to complete bookwork and question answer of this chapter. If you face any difficulty or you have any doubt, ask me. Keep your study continue at home. Stay safe. Thank you.